Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank RadioGuestList.com. I tend to receive many of my guests from there, and they're a great service. So if you're a podcaster or if you're looking to get your message out, it is a great place to A, list your services. If you're an author, if you're a coach, if you have just something to say, it's a good place to go. Also, if you're a podcaster, it is a great place to find guests that fit your particular niche in the podosphere. Hey, I'd also like to take a moment to thank all the people who are listening to the podcast, particularly all the folks in California. That's where we have a great deal of subscribers. Washington, D.C., Chicago, Los Angeles, San Francisco, Oakland, San Jose, New York, my hometown, Detroit, and, the rest of the country. Please share the podcast with your friends. I hope that it's helping. Please leave a message and let me know what you guys think. If there's a topic that you'd like me to delve into, it'd be great. Also, I'd like to thank Malaysia, Swaziland. I'd like to thank England, the UK, and Sweden. So, onward with the show. Peace out. You're going to enjoy the show. Tarah Long's here. Peace.
Welcome to the Billionaire Lifestyle Podcast with your host, Emmett Muckles. Please visit iTunes, Stitcher, or emmettmuckles.com to listen to all the episodes for free.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Billionaire Lifestyle Podcast. This is your host, Emmett Muckles. You can find the podcast on emmettmuckles.com. You can find it on Stitcher and iTunes. Please, if you go to iTunes, and I know many of you do, leave some stars, even if it's 15 or 14 or 13 or 100. Whatever you do, it helps because we want to get the message out because this is my service to the public. Today, my guest is Tarah Long, and Tarah is here to help you heal. She's here to help you get back to that connection that's kind of away from Western medicine. Maybe I should say this. Aloha, Tarah.
Aloha from Hawaii.
So let me ask you this question. Let me start right out and ask you, what is your mission statement? What is that core message that you are about right now?
I love that question because I feel like it changes for people. And I have been through many iterations of this. And yes, my background and my up till now has been about empowering people to know that they can heal themselves, heal their lives from anything, and to give them the tools to do so. Recently, of course, there's lots of shifts and transitions going on in the universes right now, but for me, I'm, right?
Oh, yeah.
So my business is, the work I do is pivoting a little bit. Of course, I'm still helping people in their bodies, but it's so much more than that. So I'm really about helping people on their journey to listen to their deeper soul's calling and answer that call and read that call.
Oops, sorry. I had a little mishap here. Yeah, a little drop there. Do you find that a difficult thing to get people away from where they are to move them where they need to be?
The people who are ready, no.
Well, yeah. Well, there are some people who are ready, but there are some people who need to move from their station, but it's so hard to get them out. And, for me, I've kind of been open to these things throughout my life because of my mom and just the background that I was birthed into. But the revelations are, once you get outside of the Western philosophy, is not so clear. And people like to stick with what they know. So how do you kind of...
Yeah, that's true in a lot of cases, but I'm finding more and more that people are actually open, even if they're just a little bit open, even if there's just a little bit of crack, like a little tiny crack for them, and they're open to at least hearing about other options. It's just that people don't, like you said, it's unknown, they don't know. So they really do need a guide, someone to say, hey, you can do this. I've done it. Thousands of people, millions of people have done it. You can do it too. And I can hold your hand through the process.
Gotcha.
So, yeah.
So when I first saw your bio and I began to watch your videos and I went to your website, I said, this woman's only like 23, 24 years old. What does she know about this? So how did you get to now?
Yay! How did I get to do what I do?
How did you get to now? How did you get to your station where you are right now to deliver and to be who you are and to do what you do?
Well, I think there's multiple layers to that question. Of course, I think we all choose to come in and experience a human life knowing and doing certain things, having a certain theme or a certain mission. So I chose it, of course. But the other things I chose along my life's journey were multiple health challenges for myself to sort out and to figure out, okay, wait, the traditional system isn't actually working for me. So what I need to do is figure out how to heal myself, how to do it for myself. And I did. And now I get to, help other people. Really, it's about connecting with your own intuition on the level where you're trusting it and you're following it, even when it doesn't make sense. And that's the tough part for people.
So what was your revelation where you said, I have to move from this thought process that I'm in because I know there's something else, or something might have smacked you in the head and said, ooh, epiphany. What was that process? Because I know from the research that I've done, you had some health problems in the past, and you just weren't getting the results, or you weren't trusting the knowledge of those who were entrusted with your care. So how did that transpire?
So I had, when I was young, I kind of had all kinds of health issues as a child. And then when I was 15, I had stomach ulcers, and the doctors tried to give me medication after medication, which they would inevitably stop working. And then when I was 22, I got really, really sick and finally was diagnosed with chronic fatigue syndrome. And my doctor at the time said, we can't really do anything for you. You should go home and Google it. And so I was like, okay, well, I'm really on my own here, right? Like, I am really on my own, because at that time, this was many, many years ago, there wasn't that much information anyway. So there was a moment after a couple of years of having experienced the symptoms of chronic fatigue syndrome where I was like, you know what? This isn't me. This isn't who I am. I'm not going to identify with this diagnosis anymore. And I made a choice to separate myself, to give myself some space from that. And through that journey, I had all kinds of other wonderful realizations and downloads. And
Is there a bird in your room right outside? I keep hearing a bird chirping.
I live in Hawaii, and all the windows we have these windows that just have slats in them. They're called jalousies. Uh-huh. So very well may be a bird out. Yeah, there is a bird.
He's like, I need attention. I need to be in part of this as well.
Yeah, the bird has a message for us.
That's right. So, yeah. Have you always lived in Hawaii, or did you transplant there?
Yeah, I've been here for about 8.5 years. Was born in Louisiana, lived in Minnesota most of my life, and also lived in Austin, Texas for a while.
Were you military?
Nope. I'm just go with the flow. I'm going to move here now. This feels right. I just follow my intuition in life, and it always leads me to the right places. So about 10 years ago, I said, I'm moving to Hawaii. And then I didn't know anyone. I didn't, nothing. I just came with 2 suitcases, and almost 10 years later, here I am.
Yeah. Hawaii is an awesome place. I have a story that I'll tell you offline about that.
Okay.
I got surprised. So, after you got your revelation and you started to put things together, because you had the best client you could have to be gaining understanding, which is yourself. So did you find during that course of action in healing yourself that emotions played a part in your healing, or did they play a part in the maladies that your body was experiencing?
Yes, both. yes to both. Emotions are beautiful, wonderful guides for us. We can also become addicted to our emotions as well, right? Because we think, oh, that's comfortable, that's safe, I'm going to just be sad. I know what sadness is, but it's really scary for most of us to make the decision to feel joy in most moments, because that's not our culture.
That's right. A good point. You said you just really said a very operative word, because there's a difference that most people don't understand. And I just recently had one of those moments. You said joy. And most people only think of happiness versus joy. And they're two different things and two different experiences. And most people don't even bring joy into their life. They just think happiness, and they're always chasing it, but they're missing other components, and I commend you on that one.
Yeah, well, I've done, like yourself, I've done a lot of, work on myself and work in the world and studying and just having that knowingness. Yeah, exactly. Joy is something that is inside of you, and it comes from inside, and it's available to you at every moment and, of every day. And happiness is something that we think of, something brings us happiness, right? It's external.
Yeah.
But and that can be, we can find happiness in external things. That's okay. But without that internal joy, which is really underneath the joy, there's peace there. And so when we follow our joy, when we follow what lights us up, what excites us, what we feel curious about, that's our spirit, that's our soul talking to us, telling us to go toward that thing. And when we go toward that thing, everything in our life naturally starts to align. The body starts to heal itself on its own. We don't even have to pay attention to the quote unquote symptoms or the health challenge anymore. You don't have to give any more energy or attention to that. You can, and sometimes it's necessary to do so in order to heal some old wounds. But if you're just following your joy, that and love, which of course they're very close on the scale of how they resonate in vibration. Sorry, I start to talk fast when I get excited, but that alone will heal you.
That's fine. I mean, that's what this is about. And, I had someone ask me, hey, what is your show about? It's the Billionaire Lifestyle. And I said, do you have 1 billion cells? Do you have 1 billion thoughts? Have you had 1 billion emotions? Have you had a chance to live? And I left it at that. And I'm waiting for him to respond, because it's about living. And that's why I talk to people like you and other people who have decided to find their joy or their calling and move towards it, because our society tells us the exact opposite. They say you grow up, get a job, work, make a family, start to generate some debt, then die.
Yeah.
And
retirement for a few years and then die.
Yeah. And so, we're at a precipice in our history where we don't have to accept that as the norm anymore. And I really like this about what we call the Millennial Generation. They get a lot of crap, but they're looking at it for what it is. This is what I have, so why should I spend all my time with all this stuff only to end up trying to figure out at the end what I was supposed to figure out at the beginning? So that's really awesome. And do you have any workshops or working with people? What's your platform for connecting with your audience?
Yeah, that's a great question. I am a coach. I call myself a spiritual health and life coach. So I work one-on-one with people, typically. But I also, if you're in Honolulu, I do events and workshops quite often. You can go to my website and actually my Facebook group, The Art of Self-Healing, and you can find me there. And I do talk about that stuff there. I actually have something coming up this Monday that I've decided to do Zoom also. So, because I've had people ask me, oh, well, I don't live there, but I really want to join. It's called Soul Sitting. And, so yeah, I'm going to offer that via Zoom as well.
So you're going to have to give me like 30 days out for something, because I won't have it up by Monday.
Right. Yes, that's true. I forget we're not live. But anyway, it's an ongoing event. Okay. So, yeah. But yeah, primarily I connect with my people on my private Facebook group. I have of course, I send out a regular, newsletter. I have a podcast myself called the Wide Awake and Healing podcast.
Oh, really?
Yes, really.
So let me ask you another big question. I'm going to show you something because for those of you who are listening, I'm talking to her via Skype and we're video over each other. Do you get into stones much?
Yes, I love that one. I actually have, you can see it's red coral, but, and I've been holding this the whole time we've been talking. And this is right next to me. So yeah, I do.
Is that rose quartz?
It is.
Yeah.
Yep.
I have a story about rose quartz. So I was getting a divorce and I was kind of all messed up emotionally. Mm. And a friend of mine said, you need hematite and rose quartz.
Yes.
That's what started me to wearing stones.
Oh, what is the one you have around your neck right now?
I can't remember. I bought it in Denver like 2 years ago. And,
nice.
They have those little stickers that are on them. And I can't remember what it is. But the next time I go to, actually I should have did it while I'm here in California, go to a store and figure out what it is. For those of you who can't see, I have a very bright green, almost pear color.
Okay, it looks yellow to me.
Yeah, that's because of the camera, but it's green, and it just makes me feel better.
You could look it up online. I mean, there's...
Yeah, I could. Yeah. So let's get back to you.
Okay, back to it.
And so you don't ever come to the mainland, huh?
Yeah, I do sometimes. I'm actually going to be there this summer for a couple of weeks. I try to make my rounds, to see different family and friends when I go. But I am going to be doing a talk in Minneapolis and one in Denver when I'm there this summer in July. So, and that will be, in my information as well.
Is this with a specific group or is it for a specific event or is this something you're hosting?
I'm hosting it. Yeah.
Oh.
I'll be hosting the talk or workshop. I haven't quite figured out what it's going to be, but it's going to be fun. So if you're around, I'd love to see anybody come out.
So the clients that you work with now, what do they typically come to you with? What do they come to you looking for resolution for?
Yes. Well, historically, it's been health issues, right? But because I'm shifting my practice to do more of the coaching, I have people who are living a life like you were talking about that they're just kind of feel like they happened into and they got into, but if they're not fulfilled, they're not happy. For example, I have a woman now who's 50 and she is an attorney. She's a lawyer. She does not like this job at all. It brings out the worst in her, and she knows that. And she comes to me and tells me, I want a life filled with love and kindness and joy. And then I ask her, well, you're giving the universe a different message because of the work that you're doing, right? And she really wants to be a writer, an author. And she has a book that's sitting there waiting to be sent off to the publisher that she's already had offers on. So, it's just that fear that people have, like, what will people think of me? Am I going to be supported? Is this okay? And so as a result of this, she had a ton of anxiety and like panic attacks. So that's originally what she came to me for. And then, of course, underneath all of that, of the anxiety is, well, it has nothing to do with the body. It has to do with her spirit is like crying out to be heard. So I help people a lot with helping them rising to meet their soul's calling.
So what about the acupuncture? I saw that you were an acupuncturist. Yes,
I have been practicing acupuncture for 15 years. Again, I'm transitioning, so I won't be doing that probably past the end of this year. But yeah, I have done it for a long time with Chinese medicine, Chinese herbs, nutrition, all that stuff as well, which is a great tool in the toolbox for sure.
So what made you decide to move to coaching? Was it the fact that you felt you could do more for the populace versus one-on-one where someone's coming to you, I have this issue, I think you can help me, and you feel you can reach more people? Or was it just a calling that you had that said, you've walked down this hallway on this path, now I need you to go through a different door?
Yeah. all of the above. I got guidance that it was time to move on and time to expand. You know, as we evolve, of course, what we do evolves. So Chinese medicine or acupuncture is just one avenue. And I found that while it's great and it works, you know, for a lot of people, for a lot of things, the work that I was guided to do and to help people actually on the deeper levels is this coaching work. And I've always been a coach, even as an acupuncturist, I'm always coaching people, right? So I'm like, well, this is what I enjoy most. This is what I'm really good at, you know, and this is what is really, really, you know, helping people to shift their lives and heal, like truly heal, not just for a little while. So it was a combination of, right?
Yeah. I can attest to it because I had a plantar fasciitis. And I literally could not walk on my heel. And it felt like I had a thumbtack stuck in my foot. And every time I stepped. So a friend of mine said, go see the acupuncturist. This is an old Chinese lady.
Yeah.
Literally an old Chinese lady in this little town in Indiana where I live. And I did about 6. Yeah, I went about 6 times. Gone. Just flip. Done. I was sold. I was like, that was like one of those affirmations, like there's something more than what you believe or what you've been told is true. And that's one of the reasons I try to make the podcast. So to open people's reality, for one, and when I say it's the billionaire lifestyle, that people know it's unlimited. And that's really what it's about.
Absolutely. Totally unlimited, because we are unlimited. That's who we are in our true nature.
So what's your short-term and long-term goals? Let's start with the short-term goal.
Okay. Well, I'll say that goals in general are something that I used to do a lot of and that I don't anymore because I know I'm always going to be guided by my higher self and I follow that. So if anything, I have a vision is what I would say.
Okay. I mean, I'm just saying that's when you said that, I read it as, Emmett, I don't have goals like we do, like we say in this society. I'm in the flow.
I'm in the flow, yo, and I follow I follow it. And you know what? Right now I'm being guided to write my full-length book and to do coaching work in a deeper capacity and to move away fully from the acupuncture. So yeah, I'm really being guided to teach and use the wonderful, internet to spread the message. And yeah, I just really want to impact. I mean, I just want to impact people, of course. And so whatever way that happens. Right now I live on the south shore of Oahu. I can see Diamond Head out my window right now. But I really want to move to the North Shore because it's like country and it's super quiet and beautiful. And I just want to work from home and do that thing and travel and, You
want to live.
I want to live, and I want to connect with cool people like yourself.
Hey, and I'm trying to connect with you guys because I'm sure I'll be out in Hawaii in the next year or so, and awesome. I'll be like, we're coming. Me and the missus are on our way. Get it ready.
Get it ready. Get that guest room ready.
Get it ready. And I see you have the Flower of Life behind you.
Oh, I do. Yeah, that's my wall mural.
And you did it yourself?
Oh, it's a sticker.
Oh, I was about to say you're...
I'm sorry.
That's all right. But you still have it. And most people don't even know what it is because I wear these really crazy things every once in a while. And people look at me like I'm absolutely strange because most people look at me and think I'm a cop. So... So right now I'm skinny because I'm trying to reform my body. So I didn't want to carry so much muscle as I age, but I wanted to be really fit. But now I've lost weight and I think I'm too skinny. Now I have to hit the weights again so I can resculpt my whole being. But there's one question that I have left.
Okay.
You ready for it?
I'm ready.
What is the Project Getaway?
Yes. Project Getaway is awesome. So that's once a year. Well, they were doing it twice a year. Once a year in Bali. It's basically, you apply, and then they accept 20 entrepreneurs from all over the world to go live together in this villa in Bali, work together. You have workshops, you help each other out. Of course, you're on adventures too, right? So it's kind of an equal work and play. But yeah, it's just really, it's a great opportunity for entrepreneurs to connect with other entrepreneurs around the world, and, you know, just increase your little web that you have, and to help people, and to help each other. And so many cool things have come out of Project Getaway. I mean, I have lifelong friends, lifelong family.
Good.
From that. Yeah.
Now, I need to know every place that I can reach you. I need to know every Twitter, Facebook,
yeah.
Google Plus. What else is there? Periscope. Whatever way that audience can reach you, I need you to tell me what that is right now.
Okay. Well, first you can check out my website, which for the time being is wideawakenedhealing.com. Facebook. I'm on Facebook at, Tarah Long. I have a page, but you can also connect with me privately on my Facebook group, The Art of Self-Healing. I'm on Twitter as Tarah Long.
And that's Tarah Long.
Yes.
Because there's a Tarah, T-A, without the H.
Oh, yeah. No, she's my imposter. She's
yes. And she has red hair, too. So I was like, who's this ginger?
It doesn't look like Tarah. Yeah. So, yeah, LinkedIn is Tarah Long. YouTube, I have YouTube videos. And, of course, iTunes, my podcast. So, Wide Awakened Healing podcast.
So I haven't heard your podcast. Is it a solo podcast, or are you talking with people like I am?
Yep. So I started out, I've been doing it for over a year. I started out talking to people, doing interviews every other one. And then I found that with my remaining practice, that was a little bit too much work. So now I'm just doing solo, and it's every other week. But yeah, there's a ton of, I have 35, 36 episodes up. So
good deal.
Yeah.
Well, awesome. It's been great talking to you. Whenever you come out with something, or when you come to the mainland, let's connect up and do a rehash so we can talk about your event. And so I can post and blog post and put it on Facebook and all that.
Thanks, Emmett. I appreciate it.
And, that's what it's about. We're a community on this spaceship in our galaxy, so we might as well work together.
Might as well. We're here now, right? In a human body.
Yeah.
So might as well work together.
All right. Exactly. Well, thank you so much. And one last thing. Is there one last overall message that you have for the Billionaire Lifestyle audience?
Ooh.
Dun, dun, dun.
No pressure. I don't know. There's so many. What do I say?
Just pick one.
Just pick one. I think that every human can have more love and compassion for themselves and their own heart. So be kind, be kind to yourself, right? You are the one you have to live with every day. The relationship with yourself is the most important one.
That's so true. Love yourself first. And I say that too. So as a matter of fact, I'm about to say it again. Ladies and gentlemen, when you get up and, you have to go wake yourself, probably take a shower, there's going to come a moment where you're going to be over the sink, and over that sink is a mirror. You're going to look into these beautiful eyes, and I want you to look at them like it's the first time you're seeing them. And I want you to look around the eyes. I want you to see all your perfections and what you may think are imperfections, because they make you you. They also are the admiration of a planet. Someone loves you. You may not know it. Even though you don't feel it, he's like, no one cares. Someone loves you. Someone's admiring you right now. Someone has you in high regard. So I think you should match that. So I need you to understand that you are a one in a billionaire, and that love is here for you. Joy is your manifestation. You are a spiritual being having a physical experience. And I need you to love yourself so that the world can love you equally. Till next time, this has been Emmett Muckles on the Billionaire Lifestyle with Tarah with an H long. And we're out. Peace.